Hey guys, I'm doing a Divinity single player playthrough. Actually my first single player. I've done a couple of multiplayer so far. Gonna be doing this on hard difficulty and going over a lot of what's going on in the story with y'all. The multiplayer playthrough that I'm also recording at the same time. We're skipping through a lot of the dialogue right now. This one we're going to take a little bit more time on it. Let everyone kind of experience the story along with us. Get it started, make sure all the options are set correctly. Game difficulty set to hard, dialogues turned on. And since I've found the Sword Art Online series and waiting for the new season to come out, I'm going to be sticking with Kyito and Asa for the two main characters in this. I'm going to go with a rogue-ish type for Kyito. And I think we'll go with a knight type for Asuna.
Have I got anything that needs a good firing?
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Perhaps I can detonate that explosive from a distance.
And even though I like the names, I'm probably gonna mess around with the different customization options here a bit. Not sure why, I tend to like the green hair color this game has for some reason. And of course the all-important underwear look. See if we can find one of these that looks decent for the portrait. You know what, why not? That kind of matches his facial tattoo. I'm going to take the point out of lockpicking just because I kind of feel it's a fairly useless skill mostly in the game. A lot of stuff you can either just straight up break open or have keys relatively close nearby, so it's not too important. Pickpocketing we're going to leave just because I want to mess around with it a bit this playthrough. Sneaking I'll probably leave just to see. They've made some changes since beta, so hopefully it's a little bit more noticeable that you actually have points in it. I'm not going to have him be my crafter. I'm probably going to have a henchman or something that I just throw some random crafting points in. Alright, we have 1 point left over. I'm wanting to put it in some defensive for him. Just being a rogue, he's going to be a little bit on the squishy side. Just between bodybuilding and willpower right now. Each one affect different saving throws. They're all listed here on the side. So far I'm kind of leaning toward bodybuilding just because nearly every range enemy we have is going to have some sort of knockdown, as well as fire being kind of a pain. So it's having a little bit extra resistance toward burning could be useful. See if there are any new abilities. Looks like these are the only 3 scoundrel abilities that we can start off with. We'll be keeping those. And I think I like the way it's set up. I'll probably end up putting more points in Constitution later on down the line. Perception is going to be big for him. He's going to be my primary trap spotter, treasure finder. Speed's just going to help get him out in the front lines a little bit faster, even though most of the time, I imagine later on, he's going to be delaying his initial turn. It'll help with the action points at least, so I'm kind of liking this setup. Alright. Oh, one thing I forgot to set up for him was his traits. Or talents. Backstab is something we definitely want. Rogues do kind of horrible damage without it. Now, Gorilla, that's one that I'm not too sure about yet. I may drop it for now and pick it up further down the line. Arrow recovery could potentially be useful as well. Being a rogue, he's going to have high dexterity, so he should be able to benefit from using a bow and the special arrows without having any kind of penalty. Which I plan to utilize, just probably not at the start. Leech is very handy as well, more so in lone wolf runs. Not only when you stab something that bleeds can you heal off it, but you can also heal off of your own blood being spilled. Something a lot of people overlook when they see that one. Not going to be going pet Paladin characters this run, I don't think. Let's kind of plan it ahead, see what we could be going for farther on down the line. If any of this has some kind of relevance on what we're currently picking. Combat Kit I've seen used to some very good extent during some of the beta playthroughs. A lot of fights that would otherwise been completely wiped, recovered with that. Okay, so I think we'll definitely be going for swift-footed. With all skilled up as a possibility. And more than likely bigger and better. What we'll do for now. We're going to drop Gorilla. And we're going to grab Speed Creeper, I think. I think this will turn out well. I may be kind of prioritizing those wrong. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, for Asuna. I kind of like the normal portrait Scarlet usually has. We'll stick with it for now.
Ah, a forge. The one place metal and bread are welcome in equal measure.
There must be a way to spring this trap safely. A whetstone wheel. Now, what do I have that needs sharpening?
I may have a blade or two that could use a honing.
Let's give her the same hair color, I suppose. Going with the All-Star again. Okay, as far as talents for her. Well, abilities. I think in the long run I want her to be a two-handed wielding, or two-hand wielder with a bit of casting in the back. I'm not sure what school of magic I'm going to send her down yet, so I probably won't put anything in there yet. Which means we're not going to have any kind of healing except for cure wounds, which should be alright. Perception's gonna be low. I don't imagine that'll have too much of an effect. Decent speed, a little bit of constitution for the extra health, more strength. Alright, gonna swap out Encourage for... Let's see, did it change Divine Light at all? Lowers willpower, it no longer does any kind of damage. Alright, so now we'll go mostly single targets. We'll give her Crushing Fist, Cure Wounds, and Battering Ram. Gonna want to pick up Dust Devil pretty soon. That's gonna delay any kind of magic she can start learning, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Going to drop What a Rush. And I think we're going to pick up Bully, since she's going to have a couple of knockdowns. That should be pretty beneficial. We'll hold on to Opportunist for now. That way, once we have the 2 caster backups, henchmen, that I plan on getting, she'll be able to protect them a little bit better. Probably end up picking up thick skin really soon. And that looks like a pretty good setup. Before I forget, I need to turn on my Twitch chat. Okay. Looks like we're good to get this started. Just a heads up, I would advise lowering your volume while it's doing this initial cutscene. I have all the volumes turned down pretty low, but the cutscene, last time I checked, did not seem to follow any of the volume settings, so should be clear to turn it up after the cutscene's over.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Rivellon cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Rivellon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil. Nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off at the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Right, there's a basic introduction. It sets us off on our first quest. There's a murder we're supposed to be here investigating. Alright. The beach for the first time. Gonna get my bags. Bars. Alright. Start off the book, The Order of Source Hunter, A Brief History. When Source was tainted so many centuries ago, sorcerers who had once wrought great good began to wield a force of evil. When one of their kind, Brackish Rex, came to power, he instigated a war that would have undone Rivellon if not for the Council of Seven. These wise rulers ordered a new order of elite warriors, specially trained to fight the Source Menace. Brackus was defeated, and the Order of the Source Hunter began its legacy. Our objective is to eradicate the Source Menace from Rivellon, one sorcerer at a time. Unrecognized Source. Unlike other forms of magic, Source is particularly difficult to identify. Mages of many years' experience may learn to sense the presence of Source, as others smell the sick sweet scent of poison, or hear the barely perceptible scrapes of a sword loosening from its hilt. Source may be channeled through certain objects, weapons, gems, or metals. These are unpredictable as Source itself and may inflict terrible harm or magnificent feats of healing upon either wielder or target. Methodology of the Source Hunter. Ours is an order of cunning, cleverness, as much as strength and power. A well-trained Source Hunter will examine and question, lift every barrel, and analyze each testimony for the faintest breath of clue. Nothing is insurmountable. If some knot puzzles you, mark its location on your map and return when you've learned a better method of untangling it. There are no limits to a Source Hunter's resolve, no riddle unknowable, no foe unbeatable, no mystery unsolvable.
If I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
Mighty ocean, powered high.
Is that a corpse? What's it doing here alone?
What, did you expect it to have an entourage?
Alright, we've got a book off this body we found laying here. Journal update. Rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly. Before I soar to the skies like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop from the cliffs down at the beach. This should be a small feat for a man that can fly. If this experiment succeeds, the sun shall be my next target. This guy was clearly tricked into believing he could fly, jumping off a cliff and ending up as we see here. Can you believe this? This man jumped off a cliff at the base of some statues, of all things. I'm also going to be going for whatever seems to fit my character's personality the most as far as trait choices. So they're not always going to be giving me the best stats that I should be if I was trying to metagame the situation. Just going to kind of have fun with this playthrough. pure madness. How could someone be so utterly naive? Agreed. Call me skeptical. A little proof goes a long way for the rational mind. Both characters got pragmatic there. Increases their crafting. Which, funny enough, won't really help either of them, because, as stated during character creation, neither one of these are actually going to be our crafting characters.
Curses upon them, source hunters! Secure the stone! I'll deal with these rats.
Goddess be with you, Master!
Rise! Arise! Drawn forth from blood, I bid you aid me.
Alright, so we're going to fast track and turn on that one. Been invis, so the enemy does not get an attack of opportunity while I'm moving through. Behind this guy. And they've changed it where it actually shows you a different icon here when you have your backstab. Spend 1 point getting behind this guy.
The leader said something
Could have
about
done that without
escaping with a
stealthing.
Stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?
There's the tutorial dungeon right here. We're not going to be doing that in this playthrough. There's not really anything you can get from there aside from some scrolls, some lockpicks. I definitely would recommend any first-time players to go through there, just so you understand the basics of putting out fires and all that.